Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Valerie. If you're new, thank you for stopping by. If you're not new, thank you for clicking to watch another video. As you guys can tell by the title, this is another Your Best 20s series. And special announcement, it is the last for a while, just a little while. She'll be back. She'll be here again. But we're going to take a little break and scooch over into something else. But as you can tell by the title, this is 3 dating mistakes that you are making in your 20s. And this applies to everyone, including myself. Might be especially me. And this is like stuff that's real. Okay. Like if you don't want to talk about the real stuff, I encourage you to exit out of this video because I am going to piss you off. So, hey, if you've got the stomach for it, keep watching. If not, bounce. Like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the video, of course. And I will see you guys at the end. The first dating mistake that you are making in your 20s is that you are dating because you are bored. Yes. You're dating because you're bored. You're having a summer fling because you're bored. You're desperate. You want attention. That's why you're dating. Nothing good comes from dating when bored. Nothing good comes from dating when desperate. It always ends in heartache. It always ends in heartache. It always ends in pain. And I understand. Hey, I get it. We want attention. We want companionship. You might want to get your back blown out. Mm-hmm. I get that. Okay. But I would say think about the heartache that it comes with. Is it worth it? Don't say yes. Don't say yes because the answer is no. It's not worth it. It's never worth the heartache and the pain. Another thing about dating when bored and desperate is it makes you vulnerable to love bombing. You're so susceptible. You're so bored. You want the attention so bad. You want the companionship so bad. You want to go out, especially in the summertime. Especially in the summertime. You want to go out to the parties with someone. You want to have a steady, sneaky link. You want to have, like, you just want the whole shebang. You are vulnerable to love bombing and you're more likely going to lower your standards quickly than you would if you were occupied with something. So, wrap it up. Another mistake that you are making while dating in your 20s, this is a more serious point, is that you are dating with severely unhealed trauma. Like you have a lot of trauma from your childhood or past relationships or even sibling parent relationships that is unresolved. And you're taking this wounded version of you into relationships time and time again. One way to recognize this is the popular saying, you're dating the same man but with a different face and a different name. If you find yourself constantly going back to guys that are the exact same as the last guy that you left, he's abusive, he's I don't know what it is, man. Like, but you notice that there's a pattern of guys that you attract and the guys that you are attracted to. That means you have trauma that is unaddressed. You have an open wound, and you haven't done the work to fix all of that. And that's a huge mistake because the more you keep dating with that open wound, the more you're going to get your heart broken, the more you're going to attract the same type of men who they're going to keep doing the same things to you. And one of the ways to address this is to address the trauma. Like, you really have to either see a therapist, read a book on, there's this book, I forgot the name. There's a book on boundaries. Read a good, like, self-help, like therapy help book, or sit down with yourself 30 minutes every day for 30 days and address that issue. Like, get to the root of that issue. And think about ways, research, do a lot of research on how to either cope or completely heal from that trauma. Because I tell this to my friends all the time, you cannot date above who you are. You can either date at the level of who you are or lower, and lower is lowering your standards. So what I mean is, most of the time you date who you attract who you are. So the person you're dating is pretty much a reflection of you. So if you struggle with people pleasing, you or okay, let me use a very popular one. If you have an anxious attachment, it's very likely that you will attract someone who is avoidant, because those two tend to pair well with each other, but there is a push and pull. There's a dance that's going on internally. So your soul kind of seeks out that kind of person because you're used to that dance, you're used to that rhythm, you're used to wanting their attention, you're used to like feeling like this, like they just give you a familiar and a comfortable feeling. But if you're a secure person, you're most likely going to attract someone else that is points about why you are about the dating mistakes that you're making in your 20s. This is a very real one as well. It is that you have low self-esteem. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. This is a hard one for people to admit because on social media, everyone is a boss babe, everyone is that girl, everyone is the it girl. You're not. You're not. On social media, if someone on social media keeps posting, I'm that girl, that girl, that girl, it girl, a little too much, I'm gonna be like, ooh, the low self esteem is screaming, it's shouting. And low self esteem is something that I've come to realize that actually a lot of people deal with. A lot of people deal with low self esteem. And it shows up in dating when you settle for less. When you settle for not even the like when your bar is below hell, it's probably because you have low self esteem. And what is that? It's like, you have standards, you have high standards in your mind, but you don't believe that they're attainable. You don't believe that someone's ever going to fulfill them. Sometimes because you don't even think you're good enough for someone to do those things for. Like that's a real thing. So how do you kind of get out of this rut of low self-esteem? My advice would be set your standards, okay? Set your standards. He has to be kind. He has to be respectful of my opinions. He has to be generous. He has to be someone who gives back to his community. He has to be someone who loves animals. Set those standards and then think about a time in your life where you set standards. I mean, it doesn't have to be a relationship, but where you set standards and it actually happened. So, for example, let's say you set standards for a job that you want. I want to have, I want to get paid $50,000. I want to work downtown. I want to work next to a gym. I want a gym and a grocery store to be close by. Blase, 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 blah. I want to work with good people. If you got that, and there's probably a time in your life that you set standards for something and you actually got what you wanted. So if you have that, keep that in mind when you are having standards in your relationship. If I can get all I want in my job thing, then I can absolutely get what I want in a relationship. As you can see, when I was talking about standards, I did not say that he was 6 feet tall. I did not say he had six figures. I did not say he looked like Michael B. Jordan. I did not say he was getting me tickets to Miami every other week. I did not say any of that. Okay? Keep in mind that I did not talk about physical stuff. I talked about the content of the person's character. So, when you weigh these two things, you're going to realize, oh, well, if it's happened for me in my job, if it's happened for me in this area of my life, then of course it can happen for me in another area of my life. So keep that in mind and don't take less than that. Don't say, oh, okay, yeah, he has four things, but he's a bit abusive, he's a bit aggressive. No. No. You stick with what you wrote down. Okay? Yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned a thing or two. Like I said in the beginning, this is the last video of the Your Best 20 series. For now, season 2 coming right up. And I will see you guys in the next video. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Bye, guys.